Playing Anno 2205 made me feel like a high-powered CEO exploiting the wonders of the 23rd century while managing a staff of thousands of ungrateful children. Simultaneously juggling settlements in 3 distinct biomes to build my corporate empire with an interplanetary supply chain is a synergistic rush, but the story falls flat and the endgame plateaus with little motivation beyond an ever-bulging bank account. Anno's focus on producing and trading a huge number of consumer goods offers more challenge than just plopping down enough hospitals and police stations to satisfy everyone like in other city builders. Low-tier wage slaves who have all their humble needs met can be upgraded to operators, executives, and eventually investors. But while higher rollers provide you with more income, each tier also demands fancier munchies, gizmos, and other extravagances. That's the balance you have to strike. Simultaneously operating colonies in Anno's 3 biomes is the coolest element of its simulation, and what separates it from previous games in the series. I began in Earth's familiar temperate zone, where I simply needed to build houses, clear land for farms, mine minerals, purify water, and generate power. Things got interesting when I expanded it to a new, parallel map in the Arctic, where all dwellings needed to be placed near to a heat source. In the late game, I took my operation to the lunar surface, where I had to erect expensive shield generators to protect my infrastructure from constant showers of space debris. The unique challenges of each zone made me think differently, and I enjoyed the variation in aesthetics as I switched between them. It's almost like getting 3 smaller city builders for the price of 1. Sorry for the choppiness in the video, but Anno 2205 is a system hog, especially in certain camera modes. This is how it runs on a PC that exceeds Ubisoft's recommended system specs, and not even on the highest settings. The visual style of each area is distinct and iconic. Soaring, clean lines of skyscrapers in the temperate zone contrast with minimalist science outposts in the Arctic, and rugged utilitarian factories and domiciles on the lunar surface. Zooming in allows you to see jet-setting execs swooping around in flying cars, parka-clad fishermen and dock workers farming the frigid seas, and moon rovers bustling between monolithic mining drills and sprawling power plants. The downside is that there isn't a lot of variety within each zone. Every robot factory looks the same, and if you've seen one block of temperate megaplex housing, you've seen them all. The late-game synergies that can be created by transporting raw materials from the Arctic, finished goods from the temperate zone, and massive amounts of fusion power from my moon base made me almost giddy. I hit a point where I felt like I was managing 3 interdependent ecosystems that become far more than the sums of their parts. It's just too bad that the ultimate culmination of this is that my greedy investors could get faster quantum computers, rather than more achievements I can build and see. The cities themselves aren't varied enough in their architectural styles to get that look at this cool ant farm I made feeling like you might with similar games, so I ended up feeling like seeing bigger numbers on my balance sheet was the only reason for expansion. The campaign features a story, but it serves as very little beyond a missed opportunity. This disgruntled, bald, goateed man is committing acts of terrorism to lobby for the moon's independence, so you blow up a lot of his stuff in mediocre, watered-down RTS-style combat missions. Eventually you defeat him by becoming such a profitable corporation that I guess he decides it's not a good idea to challenge you anymore? Could have been an interesting unfolding plot with morally gray choices to make about how to handle the lunar natives. Instead, it's a poorly written comic book with clear good guys and bad guys and no real sense of closure. Anno 2205 is an engaging and strategic city builder with unique challenges in each of its attractive biomes. It's great as you're building up, but eventually winds down into a never-ending treadmill of trying to supply the picky, ravenous consumers of the 23rd century with more techno-luxury. The combat missions and side quests aren't that in-depth or entertaining, and the story is half-baked. The truest moments of joy it offers are connecting up cross-biome production lines and watching your profits soar, but it needs something more meaningful to put those profits toward. For more on Anno 2205, stick with IGN.